I got to go down low. Hold on. And then I got to see whether I am doing my check, sound check. But it's something.
Oh no, they eat taco pie on the plate. Oh gosh, what do we do? I must report. They're eating again. Well, what is this stinky gummy bear you keep throwing on my bed? That is not mine. Oh no, they have oranges. Oh god, look. They slept in the bed and the blankets were. Becky, what is happening?
Oh, I don't know. You got something down there.
Okay, move it.
It's stuck. Okay, all right. Now let me go ahead. Start. I'm live already.
My bad. No, wait.
All right. Okay. All righty. Let's sound live. I'm live, baby. I'm live, baby. I think I can be heard.
What is it? Yeah.
Huh?
What do you see the people on YouTube who have like an account? But then they have
be careful what you say.
Another YouTube account. But that's just where they go live at.
I don't know about that weird
like,
stuff.
What is the why do they
I wouldn't know why someone would do that.
Why can't you just have the lives on your channel?
China sound check.
They have some
sound check.
It's like their name. And it's like
sound check. Sound check. Oh, it's doing that weird stuff again.
Just press the button.
What button? I don't be
knowing. The microphone button with the slant in it.
Where is that? On what?
The computer keyboard.
Why would one make that?
Now I'll say something.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Is you sure the computer turned off?
What is that noise?
Music.
Oh. Hello? Boca Rouge.
You got it paused, bro. It's paused.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Thank you, girl. Oh, no. I'm paused. I got it paused. Okay. All right. Sound check. Sorry about it. We're about to get started here. Had to have my little girl start now. Look at that. Where is that? On what? Look at that little girl. In my video. Thank you, Miss Gracie. Thank you, Ladybug. If you want to be called Ladybug. You are welcome, Ladybug. You are welcome, Ladybug. All right. Let's see. I hope my sound ain't go out again. Oh,
now I'll say something.
Hello? Oh, this is like totally behind.
Hello? You gotta go to live.
Hold on. Let me get all the way up here. Live. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Grace Lena. Now I'm playing. Now I can turn it down. All right. Let's keep that so I can see what my hand's doing. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. Hello and welcome to Shan the Baby. If you have found yourself here, please like, share, and subscribe. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, but it could be somebody else who drinks coffee. So go ahead and share it to them, and they may have some use for this. At this point, I'm just answering a bunch of political questions that I've written down. Okay, I don't have much of an audience, so I don't have the luxury of saying, "Oh, the audience, and do you have any political questions?" All right, let's see. And I don't only do political reads. I'll read about as much on anything, as long as it's within reason and is demure. All righty. But for now, I'm just doing political questions. But if you have any type of suggestions on something that I should read on, go ahead and give my email a ring-a-ding-a-ling. It's called shandababytara@gmail.com. So if you have some situations that you might want me to read on, not personal, but like anything, I read on anything, aliens, government activity, anything that I can see. Can I open up my spirit and guides to answer such questions? I do history mysteries. I do appreciate doing those as well. So I'm going to get here started and stop blabbering on. But I actually do $30 tarot card readings, unlimited questions with the $30 tarot card reading there. My information to do that is always in the bottom description and in the comments. Just text that number and then chop it up for the time and date confirmation. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the questions in which I have written down. All right. Now, I try not to be so long, but I'm always long. I'm sorry. All right. So we'll try to get to these quick as we can, but don't know. Epstein files. We want to kind of get a gist on it. They're supposed to be coming up for their when they're due to be released in several weeks or however long they're going to take. But we want to just peep in on the process of what's going on with those Epstein files. Are they being whitewashed, or have they already been whitewashed? Or what can we see about these Epstein files? All right. Bringing in the energy of my guides, my ancestors, my light beings, and those higher light energies that work for the greater good for me. Bringing in my ancestors, the first and the last, and all ancestors that are only for the greater good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Epstein files, there are some decisions that are being made, difficult decisions here, all right? People are trying to decide whether they're going to release something disastrous. Here we got this tower. Are we going to release something that may upend something? So I believe that there are some of the files that will be held back and whitewashed, but there are some things in here that are of an explosive nature, and then that will come out of the TV and explode onto the public scene. Okay. But be wary that this is not it and all of it. Okay. They're putting out just a bit. The Epstein files are not only just the files that the government has. There are files that are these are files that are not held by officials, okay? And some of these things are being held by people and will be released when they put out the whitewashed Epstein files. But there will be some gems inside of there that will let you kind of know exactly what was going on. I think they will try to limit naming as many people as they can, but some of those people will be named. But best believe that is not all, and that is not the full recounting of this particular situation. This is just something that fell out. I haven't really even started to do the reading. All right, Queen of Cups. This is an offer. We have an offer that somebody is making towards somebody to release this information. This information is connected with the emotional realm of society. We are wanting to know, needing to know who victimized these kids, these little people. Sorry about that. Who victimized these little people? The public is there ready to go. All right, let's see. Epstein files. What we got to know about the Epstein files? A lot of stuff about the past is in there. There are things that go back several years, maybe even predating the initial investigation. So there are some things in there that predate the initial investigation, but yet it stands within that file. But I don't know if we'll get those. All right, let's go. So we had a heart of the matter. Then we got the challenge. Then we got the advice. This is the past. And then we've got the outcome. All right. And then at the bottom of the deck is temperance. Temperance is patience. I think you're going to have to be a little patient because the files are not going to all be out. Like I said, then some of these are going to be unofficially released from other sources to counteract some of the whitewashing that will be going on with the files. So the files will get out nonetheless if they're not dropped. They're not dropped in one sitting. I don't believe they'll be dropped in several intermittent times, and they'll also be dropped by different people. Okay, so say you bring a file out that's officially from the government, there are some things in there that are whitewashed that has nothing to do with not naming people. Some people are already named, okay, and they name themselves and they come out. So we should see that, okay. But there are people in there that they're going to say, oh, this is a reason of safety, but it's not really for safety. It's for political cover of the PPPP. All right. So be very cognizant of that. It says to be patient, and then right in the back of that is the Six of Swords, and this is for victory. There will be victory within releasing these files, even if someone is not going to give them to you. And still going at the bottom of the deck is the Tower, explosive revelations. People want these things to, this is very difficult. And I did shuffle, and it's got the same little band here. 10 of Wands. We got something that's very difficult to hold and very difficult to block and keep from the general public getting. It's like you're trying to hold off the sea with a bucket. It's not going to work. You're only going to hold off 1/10 of the sea, and the rest of it is going to bowl you over and get towards those people who are high in power and in money and capital and gains. You're going to see a lot of people from the stock market, I feel also, that may be named in these files. So financial people like that, allegedly, according to this country psychic, is going to be there in those files. All right, let's get to the reading. There are some things, again, which are going to be left out. We got that Five of Pentacles. This is just something that fell out. And the Eight of Pentacles. This is Eight of Pentacles is something that is done intentionally with plans. Okay, I want to do such a thing, and it got something to do with the 10 of Cups. So some things are intentionally left out that is supposed to a group of people. Say, for instance, like I want to leave all the Republicans out of the files, or somebody said I want to leave all the Democrats out of the files, or somebody said I want to keep all the bankers out of the files. So be cognizant of that when it is released, that there is some nuances to this information being released. Let me shake a few of these on here to give us some more of these Epstein files. Oh my. Ooh. All right. This thing is going to start out very heartbreaking, because not just the material, but there is going to be a lack of what we thought the files would be. The majority of it, have a lot of lines in it, a lot of blacking out, redactions that make no sense. These are not redactions. All right. So in some of these things, we won't have everything, so we don't know which direction something is going in. Like you'll have an email that is in that file and that is supposed to be connected or something to some videos, or connected to something where you can kind of tell the story and it makes sense. Because you would think if the FBI had a case, then they would put it in some type of order that kind of constructively told the story. Who who is this person talking to? What is their connection? Things like that. So you're gonna have one email and then there's nothing else, or yes, attached is this video, attached is this, but then there's nothing attached, and you like, okay, this shit here ain't making a bound of sense. But they're gonna be somebody who gonna say we need to bullseye this thing. Okay, it's time to circle on getting all of this. This information is missing. People are gonna be complaining about what's missing. Okay, and where is it? I saw it, because some people have saw that, they go in the skiff and they view private information, that we're not privy to at the time. So even they notice this information that you got one piece of something, and hey, I looked at that piece, or I saw that piece, or somebody saw that piece, and it's not there. Let's bullseye on in, not bullseye in on what they're actually showing us. Let's bullseye in on what they are not showing us. What is behind the curtain? What is Mr. Oz doing? It's only up from here, and this right here is uploaded to me. This is like you upload something, upload documents, upload something on the internet. Definitely something is going to leak on the internet, and something is going to be uploaded. There are, again, I have said several times, there are people out there who have files of the Epstein, and these are not official people, and they are just biding their time and waiting and being patiently. Because remember, I did get that temperance card as we first started the reading, which is patience, waiting on something, putting two things together. And that is what we have here. But at the end of the day and the end of these releases, people are going to be happy because the whole truth is going to come out, but not with one source and at one time. But eventually this situation is going to right itself because the public is doing the Queen of Cups. We are asking for that information. You offer to give it to us. You are the people who were running on the Capitol steps with binders, with blacked out documents, and smiling and having the time of your life about such a subject that was sickening and destructive and nasty. But the Republican Party stood on the Capitol. They loved it. They wanted to talk about it till they didn't want to talk about it. All right. But the country is held captive by this emotional story, as which we should, because this involves the innocents. There are so many demons running around here, getting what they want, doing what they want. How about it's time for innocence to win, at least this time, okay? At least this time. Now, in the heart of the matter of the reading, finally getting to the reading, we got the Nine of Wands, which is difficulty. So this file, as it is in its current state, getting ready to release, is in a difficult thing. People are fighting against each other. But I do feel like whoever wants it released and wants most of the information released will get some of what they want. But it's a very difficult time because here we have the moon up here. People are trying to hide things in a deception. Okay, there's a deception, and it's very difficult for the truth to come out. It's like pulling teeth with a toothpick at this general time and moment. All right. In the past, it's been restricted. Here we go, the Eight of Swords. The information has been covered up. The information has not been held. And I feel like at the bottom of this card, sometimes my cards speak to me, regardless of the meaning of the card. At the bottom, this is the red information. This is the red dot. This is the ultra secret held of these Epstein files. And I don't know if these ultra sensitive things will be released. These are people in some type of security positions, allegedly. And this in the past was held underneath ground, under vault, under lock, under key. Some things were released, the ones, that they felt like was kosher or something. But there are a group of elite, okay, people, probably some presidents, okay, allegedly, that are located within this file. So in the past, this was very much well restricted. The challenge in this reading is the Seven of Swords, which is getting away with something. How can I not give you all of the files? So we're still in that phase. How can I not give them to you? What what document or what legal authority can I give so that you will not get those files that I don't want you to get? I only want you to get some of them, and I do not want you to get all of them. And I feel like that document that is that ultra secret is um, probably Dozy Don himself that's being held in those red files. The red files are people who are in prominent positions and security positions in countries. Okay, these people make money moves. These people make security moves. These people can make folks unsafe, very, very, very unsafe because they are in high ranking positions. And in the past, this has been locked down in some form. Not even the skiff people can get this. Okay, that's just my opinion of the situation. The advice is to let it play out. Wheel of Fortune, what go up must come down. You have been very fortunate at this time to keep those files hidden, but no, not anymore. It is coming a time for a revolution. The luck has turned out of favor for pedophiles. It has turned out of favor for people who would rather keep things in the dark and secret. It has come out of favor for greedy rich men who have too much time on their hand to where they go into the decency of debauchery. That's what the decadency of debauchery. Okay, the time is up for the debauchery and the money and the greed and the power and just the demonic forces that they have used to suppress what they have done to little people all over the world. All right. And as we have as the a lot of information. I have the Empress here. I have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords here. And I have the King of Pentacles. There will be financial documents that are going to be released after this release of the Epstein files, you know, the ones officially that they're supposed to give. There's going to be some inquiry into some finances. So look for that after the they may have a few little gems in this one that they're going to release initially, but after that, there's going to be a big load and drop of finances. And remember, you got to follow the money to follow these PPPP people, you know, and all with the pedos. You have to follow the money because that's what this is all about: debauchery and money, and mixing it together. Debauchery and money. This is going to be something new. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the deck now. And it's going to be something rocking and explosive. Okay, this could be something that rocks the financial world because I feel like, again, I told you it's like money. You know, I don't know much. Just a poor country psychic, but I know that there are people who are in the stock market, financial movers, shakers, bankers, also hedge fund people, and things like that. Those people are in there. Okay, and we shall see. Whoa, all of my cards fell over, so that must mean it's mighty, mighty powerful. They are mighty powerful cowards. They are powerful cowards. Okay, that's what it says to me. Let me pick all of my cards up because dang, now all of them fell out. All right, so the outcome to this Epstein stuff. I'm sorry, the nasty Stein files. I don't want to be banned. The nasty Stein is the Two of Cups, which is coming together for Pentacles. Trying to put an end to it. That's what somebody thinks that this is going to be it. Now I've gave you my whitewashed Epstein files. I took all the names that I don't like. I took out all the nice Republicans that are in there. You know, I left some of the Democrats in there for you, so y'all can feast on that. And then I've held back some of this red tape stuff. So I've held back some of these presidents. I've held back some of these prime ministers. I've held back some of the people in the royal. The other man was not the last one, Prince Amamumu. I'm not going to say his name. Prince Amamumu is not the only one that was in the royal family. Okay, so we holding that back allegedly. Those things are still being held, I think, and will be held after this. Eventually, those things will come all the way out, but those things may have a long time of massage in there to kind of get it out. Okay, so just be cognizant of that when you're talking about this top secret information. Is red. this red stuff being held underneath these swords. That type of stuff is not hard. It is very, very hard to come out. Okay. So be cognizant that that stuff may take a year or two to come out. Those really, really, really top secret two. Those top secret. I said two. Maybe it is two. I don't know. But top secret, at least two or three. It's some high rank person that they definitely, definitely don't want you to let you know that's in there. And that's all allegedly, according to country psychic here. So that's them getting together. I got the Two of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles is holding information off, and death. That is putting an end to it. I gave you that. I'm not giving you any more. That's all we got. We gave you some of the Democrats, and we scratched off a lot of the people's name, and it looked like a crayon explosion of a kindergartner who went nutty with a black marker. But that's all that I want to give you. So that's the current state of the Epstein files, okay, currently right now. All right. So we just reading the current energies. We don't know where they'll go from there. All right, let's see. Next, I want to do Jasmine Crockett. Okay. It's very far off as to wish you a win or something like that. But I just want to do the current energies on Jasmine Crockett's chances, okay, because she hasn't even it hasn't even been determined whether she'll be going to, she goes against Telerook or whatever his name is. Anyway, but we want to check our chances out. Okay, let's see. Jasmine Crockett, chances to being the governor, not the governor, Lord, I'm moving on too far. Being the senator, okay, being the senator, okay. There has not been a Democrat in office like that in a Senate race in the state of Texas for 30 years. But there's always a chance to change things. And I do have to tell you, be forewarned, I am a very big fan of Jasmine Crockett. She is beautiful. She is smart. She is sassy. And I love it. She don't take no crap. And that's the kind of ladies that I admire. All right. So let's see. Jasmine Crockett chances, current energy now, just current energy. We're not asking for outcomes or anything else. Just our little current energy, little checkup on Miss Jasmine Crockett. All right, let's see. We got the Six of Swords that just literally hopped out of the deck. And as we all know, this is victory. She's in the energy right now because she's in the energy of victory. Very much she believes on what she said. She believes definitely that she can win. And there is a winning energy around her since this kind of just jumped out of the pile. Let's see. But we know that she will have some type of difficulties because she is in the state of Texas, the super gerrymandering state of the world. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Jasmine Crockett. We got finances coming up as the heart of the matter. In the past, she had some difficulties achieving this, she think. This woman has got the Magician. Okay, she got what is taken. All right, do she got what is take? That's the challenge. Okay, let's see. Can she make it happen? Her advice is some devilment and restrictions. That devilment is probably the gerrymandering state of the world here with our HW governor. All right. But she does think that this is the Nine of the Cups. This is her moment because behind that is the Fool. Okay. The Fool is new energy. All right. So behind that, she feels like this is the time. This is, it's no other time than not. Kankos is going to the other veil soon. All of the Republicans are weak and feckless and following the crown. It's time for something new. She feels like the people of Texas, no matter if they are Democrats, Republican, none of the above, people that just vote with their heart, with their feet, whatever they vote with it, or their stomach. I don't know what they vote with, but whatever you vote with, she feel like it's time. The tide has turned. All right, so let's get to the actual reading. Let's throw out some of these little things before we jazz and Crockett. Current energies and our chances. We're talking about her political chances. Woman filled with a very enthusiastic time. This is an exclamation point. It is so much energy in her when I see her. And then it's so much energy on this side of the veil. You know, in the spirit world, there is energy. People are going to get riled up for her because she is real. She is, she follows her own set. I like her, just like her own code, her own style. Everything is hers, and everything is truly Texas. Okay, because I live in Texas, but I'm not an original Texan. I'm a Mississippian. Oh Lord, that Mississippi, but don't get me started on that. But am originally a Mississippian, and but Texas, all of my children are Texans. Okay, so she is an original Texas. I can tell you that because I see all my little four Texans every day, and she's a Texan, and I like that. All right, let's see. It seems like she's gonna be off to an up and down start. Okay, and remember, these are just kind of like the current energies for a little bit up, but I'm not gonna go all the way into it because we don't even know if she is going to beat out Tellerico or whoever he is, but she should and needs to, because she has a better chance. I'm sorry. Things are going to look like they're going in a circle, or we're going around the merry-go-wish, or we don't really know what to do. I think that's going to be with the Telerook and her, and eventually I feel like she's going to come out on top of the Telerook situation. That's just, distant tarot card feelings. We haven't come close to that, but I feel like it's going to be like up and down, and people are not going to know. I don't feel like he'll be attacking her in any way. I think this will be the most fair competition that it can be between those two. She has more name recognition than him. I also know he has name recognition because I know him here locally in Texas. But she has more name recognition, and sometimes that'll get you a little further here in Dallas, because I watched some of her YouTube videos. So before she even got in this race, she was like, I'm looking at the numbers. Can I win? I don't want to get in if I can't win. And she also stated that her and Colin Allred were friends. Okay. So, but she has to move him out the way, and then maybe he take over her district, which will be well, because I like to Colin Allred. Every time he ran, I voted for him, but unfortunately he couldn't overwhelm a HW governor here. All right. So we got in the middle of our reading is the Ace of Pentacles, which is the money. Okay, that's what she needs, and the opportunity. She already got the opportunity, so she just needs the funds, and she's holding out her hands. Let's work with what we got as well. That's what she said on the thing. So that's really what she's about. She's about the simple things like going to somebody's door or something. The same thing that Beto O'Rourke did. He was a people's person, people's champ. He went to the door, did things, tried to protect the immigrants here in Texas. He really did. He went down to the borders and stuff like that. He was real personable, and that's exactly the approach she's going to take. She's going to get the money that she needs, but if she don't come up with all of it, it doesn't matter, because she knows how to get things done in a cheap way as possible. Okay, and that's just probably just from life. Life has kind of maybe taught her that, how to work with what she got. That's what that Ace of Pentacles is, but she's ready for it. In the past, we have her being a fighter, her being put up against, talked about by Trump, talked about by MTG, Brown Green, whatever her name is. She's really had it, and she's also, I feel like, has personally, as I can feel, spiritually, she's had some problems with the people she worked with, Democrats as well. Okay, they don't like her style. They don't like that she's so real. They would rather her tone down being black, and she's really too black for them. But she's not going to bend or break on that situation, because she is who she is and who she shall be, and she is an Aries, so they have zero chance of making her be somebody else and not making her just like a bulldozing through. That's just what they do, and they are. All right, that's a fire sign. So you're not going to throw water on the fire sign. You can try, but it's not going to work. All right. And so the challenge is the magician. Is everything going to work out just as it should to help her get where she is? Because you have to have a certain level of displeasure of the Republicans here in Texas to even get close enough. Like, they're going to have to, by the time Kenkel's finished with them, they're going to have to be so desperately against him, and he's going to have to do so much unhinged and mental incompetent things, which he's on his way to doing, and he does every day. So much mental incompetent things. But for Texas, most Texans are centered on, I don't know, it might be for other people, but for here is finances. Okay, this is the land of plenty. When you're talking about, they always have plenty oil rigs, plenty oil tycoons, plenty ultra uber rich people here in the state of Texas. So she's going to have to really be banking on, they're going to be so distasteful that when they say Dozy Don, everybody just throw up, and then she can get in there. Just so much distaste, and her going out and spreading her message that I'm not just a Democrat, I'm everybody. Okay, I'm for everybody. You could take the D out of my name, you could put an R in front of, you can do whatever you want. I'm Jasmine. This is what I stand for, and this is what I'm going to do. So if she can overtop that challenge of having everything, she needs the appropriate amount of finances. She needs the appropriate amount of disgust by Republicans in the state, because it's easy to get Democrats motivated here in Texas if we think we can flip a seat. And we have been put a challenge against. HW, the governor, has said if Jasmine Crockett gets in, that he would quit. And by God, if that doesn't motivate anybody, then we should all be motivated just by that. At point exactly. We got to get people mobilized. We have to get people excited. She has to get people excited about voting for her and making sure they know if she gets in that there'll be some type of change that you'll see, instead of all of the same old bald gray people doing nothing but the same thing that they've been doing years and years and years, and then diaper eating, pamper licking. If she can get them to see that the pamper licking is no good for them, then we'll be in a better situation. The advice is the devil. Watch out for the devil. These people here in Texas have a money machine that will chop you up, okay? Because they are all connected, like especially those Republicans. They are connected with all of these uber rich people and all of these PACs in here, and everything is set up for them here. So it's kind of like they in a candy shop. They go in the candy shop and they just point out things. While you as a Democrat, you got to go get the chocolate, you got to get the candy thermometer. You got to get everything else. You got to make your shit up. That's what you got to do here in Texas. You got to make your shit up if you're trying to win outside the pockets of Democratic holes, such as Dallas, your major cities, Houston, stuff like that. You're going to have to do something different. And I think she can bring about that difference, but she's going to have to watch those devils and those demons. She's going to have to watch that cheating that they do, those connections that they do. Oh, they love to throw you off of the voting roll. I have been thrown off of the voter roll for like maybe 4 times in my life. I've been thrown off I haven't done anything. And then I'm just sitting at my house, and then come through the mail. You've been thrown off for what? Oh, we don't know if you still live. Yeah, I still live here. And you know where my lease at. You know that. If you wanted to find me, you could. Yeah, come find me. Do your job. So she don't have to worry about these folk here. Let me watch my mouth. All right, let's see what else I can put on this devil card here. All right. She need to worry about some of these rats in the house. And we talking about in the Texas house. We talking about local here. They got some rats in the house. of Texas State House. She's gonna have to watch these devils and rats in that house. Okay, they have some devils and rats in the house. They are trying to look up information on her. They're trying to figure out something they can use against her, something she didn't said. They're trying to dig deep. Okay, whoever, I feel like she's going to run again. This is just my spiritual opinion, is that she's going to have to run against Ken Paxton, the head scammer in charge. That's what I call him, but that's just my psychic opinion of him. He's a scammer beyond scamming. All right, he'll do anything. He will, and that's just who he is. She's going to run against him, so there's really nothing to dig out of his character, because he's a piece of garbage anyway. So everything is on Front Street. What he do to his wife, allegedly, what he did do to all type of finances. He's a scammer. And I heard today, off topic as well, but I'm finna go off topic. Donald Trump was talking about black people, okay, because some Somalians were caught up in some type of Medicaid fraud or whatever, but they're all people who got up in all kind of fraud around here, but they just investigate who they want to, not who they want to. Being head in charge, Dozy Dunn is the biggest scam of all, and he made a comment about black people that I kind of looked at, was kind of like sideways. I'm like, what you say? Oh, but he said, yeah, scammers, black people would know more than most about scamming. What? What the? What the? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell that mean? What that mean? He scams every hour. Allegedly, he got so many scams. He's got scams that he don't even need to run. They like run on auto. Oh, I got this with the people overseas. Oh, this come here. This, oh, no, get it to my son. No, get it to my son-in-law. Let him own this business. Please. I don't know what that statement was, but anyway, the head scammer in charge is who's that Ken Paxton. And that will be the person that I feel that Jasmine will have to run against. And he's so ultimately crooked all out. He just Dozy Don. He is crooked all across the board to see. So there's really you can get on him. He lives his evil diabolical out front. All right. So they got some people in the house that she be watching. I'm gonna tell you one thing, which is strange, is what I'm getting. There are people in the house, Republicans, that would like to see her in office. Don't tell you I told you that. It ain't a lot of them, okay? But it's about 2 or 3 people who would like to see her in office, which is strange. But I don't think it's strange, because I feel like she is very personable. Whether you can put a D in front of her name or R or whatever, she's just like a people person. In her views of what she want to get done, she just want to do what's right, okay? And that's it. All right, let's see. Now, the end of it is temperance, patience, and melding things together. If things are going to come together, be very patient, because it may look at a point like she ain't, I don't know if she's going to get it. Don't know if she's going to do it. But just wait, because give her time to bud up, like it's the spring flowers. Give her time and patience with the public, because I think she's going to, I've heard her speak before about when she was working, a house member, and she would go out to the rural areas and she talked to people in the rural areas, and they actually like her and actually agree with some of the things she's saying. That is the way to get them. Oh, she's gonna have to be they're gonna have to be real distasteful with Dozy Don, and also she's going to be she's not changing herself at all. That's not what I'm saying, because some people are like chameleons. That's not what she is. She can identify with more people than just who people think she can identify with. Because, like I say, a lot of people be like, "Oh, she's acting too black. She's too black. Look at the eyelashes. Look at that." Da, 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 da. But yet and still in the White House, all you got is these carbon copy people who have those. I call them the soul mask face. I'm not no beauty queen, but I'm not trying to be one. Okay. They trying, okay, with the soul mask. And that's all they got. Big boobies, plastic, and soul mask, and blonde hair. That's about it. So let's see. I think Miss Marilyn down there, but I'm doing this video. All right. She's gonna have some difficulties with going to have some difficulty with the general public, and I think they're going to try to do a smear job on her. Not Rook, but the nasty devil mentors in the house. So she's going to have to be wary of that. In fact, this card that came up there was bad omen, warning, a hidden threat, deception, of malice, slander. Okay, keep the grass cut low. Somebody is out to slander her, and that is not the Democratic Party. That is the party, the political machine that will eat you up in the state, in the great state of Texas, as they say here. All right. So the next one is, will anything be done about these war crimes? Been very interested on these war crimes. All right. And then I saw on Sweet Midas Touch. I love me some Midas Touch. Sorry if y'all don't. That the international court was being as us black people say, pressed upon by Donald Trump. Donald Trump trying to press upon the court as well as a god of war, because they don't want to go to. Then it was like, okay, in 2029 they're going to arrest us, or they're going to try to put something on us. I wish they would, because what they done to them folks and them fishermen is completely illegal. Okay. And they may not even get to war crime status, because it's not even a war. You'd have to prove it was a war. So at that point, again, it's just total out unaliving that they need to be charged with. So let's see what's the energy around the court, the international court, because I always thought that they should have been prosecuted as war criminals, crimes against humanity, like that. And one day I was doing, when he had his first run, Don, I was doing cards at that time too. I was just starting though. And I was listening, to my spirits, and somebody said crimes against humanity are a crime of war. And so when he got out of office and nothing came of that, I was like, well, I don't know what that was. But now that we sit here in this energy, that's what we got. All right. Let's see. Anything be done? What? Just the energy. Oh, don't go out there, because I'm not out there to see if you're gonna fall or something. Oh, don't do anything.
Okay.
Like, don't fall.
Okay.
Leave the door. Be careful. See you at the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Your device will restore the update outside activity in the evening. Okay. Sorry about that. Talking to my daughter about going outside. All right. We've got, will anything be done about the war crimes, or what energy can you give me about the war crimes? And it's going to be it, because this video is kind of long, and then I'll have to go on. War crimes, the war crimes against the fishermen. This is bound to blow up in their face. Kabooey, kabooey, tower, kabooey. All right. In the past, they were being seen and they were being looked at. I did a couple readings on this channel about the fishermen. At that point, I wasn't. Well, I was focused on the war crimes, always been focused on that. But as I was looking at I just was kind of wording it like the fishermen. What just give me some spirit about these fishermen. And then they were like, I felt, my spirit, you can go back and read and do my reading on it's something that says fishermen. And what I felt was that somebody was watching them as they were doing this. And that somebody was starting an investigation against them. I said that on that video. That was probably a video from a month ago, maybe or two, maybe 3 weeks or something like that ago. I'll try to link it in the bottom so I can show you. But it was about the fishermen, and it was around about the end of the video. And I said somebody was watching them while they was doing whatever they was doing that they're not supposed to be doing by unaliving these fishermen. And someone was starting an investigation. Someone was keeping up with information. I said this, and I didn't know who it was. And I think because when I do readings, I don't quite remember everything. So I had to go back myself. But I felt like I said that that this was like the government underneath the government. Somebody was watching them within the government. Okay, everybody is not a full-blown crook, in the God of War situation. There are some people who want to be whistleblowers, and there are some people who are going to come out, and there is a government entity. And now I know what that thing was that was watching them. So that was the international court. So now they are pressing on the international court. And in the past, they've been seen and they've been watched and they've been eyeballed. So if there is any proof of war or unaliving people you're not supposed to unalive, then this right here is going to be the investigation that opens up the eyes. It's just like the page of sword is like, I'm coming in with new hot information. This information is not the actual investigation, but it definitely gets something started. And that's what happened in the past. Somebody saw this, the information was passed on. There are videos of us conducting some kind of weirdo stuff. So when they try to lie, if it ever gets to international court, which I hope and pray that it does, these people will be seen. Okay, if we can't let Nazis get away with it, we can't definitely let them get away with it. And why would we want to? We should not want to be known as the nation of just lawlessness. Now that's all we known for, being lawless. We were never a perfect union. You know what I'm saying? Everything they do in the army ain't perfect. If anybody say that, then they're schizophrenic or something, because they got a lot of different things they do that is not right. Such as when Bush was in office, and he did that with the he did that with waterboarded people, took them over to Abu Ghraib or whatever it is. I know I ain't saying that right, but he took them over there off of the coast of Cuba and did what he did to them. And a lot of people say that Obama was wrong when he was drone attacking people and doing assassinations. Okay, I don't know enough about that, but if that was wrong, that was wrong. Okay, if whatever's wrong, then it needs to be rectified. If anybody commits any type of war crimes, then they need to be held up, tried for it, and to see if it's enough proof, and then take them where they need to go. All right. So the challenge is the Seven of Cups. How can I make this shit look so confusing that you don't know anything? But granted, they don't really know about this investigation that was started while they were doing it at the beginning of malice and just doing malice harm to fishermen and stuff. So they think that they can make it cloudy, make it blurry. Okay, that's my statement. They wanted to make it blurry, but it's not blurry. It's all to see. You can't put this in that cup and put that in this cup. It's either a war, or it's either you don't have a war and you're just murking people. So you're going to have to figure out which one it is. That's what it kind of feels to me. All right. Advice. It feels like to me that the case is going to be successful. Okay, we got the six of wands at some point. Now, this is not going to probably be anything immediately. These people will probably have to be out of office, and I can't stand that, because I know that Kankles will be passing on to the other veil, and he'll never have to pay for that in this turn of life. Okay, this one. When you go over there, wherever he goes to be judged, then he'll have to have some type of payment for that, but not for this. Six of Wands. If those people are still alive that are doing this, all of the officers, Pete Headset, God of War, if he ever gets out, he should be warned that he probably is going to come up for prosecution. Because the only thing I think is protecting these dudes is the office and stature and the power that they observe right there. But hopefully, I don't think that it should be like that. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like no matter what your statue is, what power you in, we should have the right to drag you right up out the White House, right up out your office, right up out your chair, just how they do everyday black criminals, drag you exactly out where you sit at. All right. And just how they do immigrants. Why we need the successful power to drag them out of their chair, allegedly, according to me, in my opinion and spirit. All right. The ending is a Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a speaker and a communicator. This definitely will be communicated by things that happened in the past. If people think they are getting away with things and nothing is never going to happen, then they are mistaken. People are going to speak out. The female is going to speak out as well, I feel, and is going to let somebody know. I always felt like the victims of the fishermen at some point in time in the near future or a little bit further in the future are going to speak, and they're going to talk about their loved ones. My loved one was not just a fisherman. My loved one was not just somebody who was doing bad and had a little tiny brick and was trying to make $3 to feed the whole entire family or something, because you never know what situation folks are in. And I always have a heart for folks. And even if people are doing something wrong, you don't know what situation folks in. You don't know what you would do if you could never eat. Okay, never eat unless something else was done. Being patient, we're gonna be patient, and we're gonna get it's gonna come out. The word is gonna come out. Was done in the past. Everything has to be done, and I see mediators and stuff. People getting cases together. People talking to this. People. I also see countries talking to each other and coming up with some type of meeting, because this needs to be rectified. Whether it's the United States, whether it's Russia, whether it's Afghanistan, whoever is committing war crimes or whatever they're doing, if it's on the African continent, they need to be resolved, and especially the United States, because they are supposed to be held at a higher standard. Okay, but our standard is lowered because we have a president with the mental competency of a squirrel nuts. But nonetheless, we have the 9 of Cups, and this is wishes coming true. Okay, so this case is going to be very strong. This case was built in the past, and I will link at the bottom in the comments my video where I was talking about the fishermen, and that somebody was watching them unalive these folks and commit these war crimes, if they're war crimes, because if it's not an actual war, there can be no crime. Okay, and then at that point, it's just all out unaliving, okay? And you can't even work it through the international court. Okay, if you want to say that. So they damned if they do and damned if they don't. Damned if they say it was a war and damned if they say it wasn't a war. So say if they say it's a war, then you need to prove it. Where's your documentation? Bring it up. When did Congress declare this war? What is the objectives of this war? Then you got to ask a lot of questions. Either way, you're asking a lot of questions. And then if you say, well, no, that wasn't a war. So then now you have a unaliving charge. And one thing about unaliving charges, there's no statute of limitation on unaliving charges. So until his God of War gets 93, he can be charged to cankles, shake so bad and lay in a bed. If that's where you end up, he can still be charged with a war crime laying in the bed, or he can be charged with, murking charges, because murking charges, they don't go away. All right. And even those soldiers, if they had any inkling, the head person in charge, if he had any inkling that this situation was not right, he can be charged with unaliving, lose all his career, lose his retirement and all that. I don't care if he's well respected. I hope he did what was right, but I really don't care whether he's respected. It's just about, did you follow the law? Did you or did you not? That's it. I don't care about what happened in the past, how beautiful and wonderful and respectable you were. At this moment, you're not respectable. At this moment, you are murking fishermen, if that's the case. If that's the case, then they need to be charged for either unaliving or war crimes. And war crimes is more, to me, important than just charging them with an everyday murking charge. All right. All righty. So that has been my long video, 57 minutes. First, I talked about the Stein files and what's the state. Then I talked about Jasmine. And then I talked about the state of the war crimes here, or if there are any committed, or what is going on in the international court. All right. So this has been Shan the Baby. I do thank you for being with me. Please like, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, please hit your notification and make sure the notification says all. So whenever I'm live or wherever I go, I'm going on here or whatever I'm posting, then you'll be privy to it. Thank you for being with me. I do appreciate it. Do $30 reads. Every information will be in the bottom of the description. All righty. Thank you. Bye-bye. And hold on, let me make sure my sound is consistently on, because okay, so that's good. All right. So stay dangerous, stay safe, and stay blessed. And that's out from Shan the Baby Terror. Thank you.